The first time is a
And we're
mistake.
live.
The second time is on purpose. That's all
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna
like
say.
George W. Bush said, "Fool me once, shame on
Uh,
you. Fool me
Well,
twice,
this
can't get fooled
gets you
again."
again. Yeah.
Mm.
And she might. She could marry him a third time. He's single. I
Eh,
hope she doesn't, but I'm not in charge of her. Tallulah,
Yeah.
you do what you want.
Tallulah. What a wonderful name.
Right? That's such a
yeah.
good one.
Yeah. It sounds like a flower, like tulip.
It does. Yeah,
I liked her in The Daleks Take Manhattan.
that is fair.
Wh-
That
Is
is
that
absolutely fair.
hold up? Is that a thing? Or are we doing like? Is this a riff on Friday the 13th?
No, the episode is actually called
Oh,
The Daleks in Manhattan, but I like to give it the Muppet twist.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
that's
of
pretty
course.
good.
And there's a character
Okay.
named
I was-
Tallulah.
Oh no.
I
I
was thinking
need
the slasher twist, but yeah.
I need to get like what is considered one of the most iconic Doctor Who movies, but the Doctor is played by Kermit the Frog.
He'd
Wait,
be a
what?
great doctor. Here's the thing, Kermit, objectively, he'd be a good doctor.
This Piggy would be the companion. So
Well,
would,
that's the thing. Is would that season be all Muppets except for the companion, or would it be only one Muppet?
oh, that's a good question.
I dare anyone to watch a later season Tom Baker and not picture him as Kermit.
That is fair.
They're-
That's absolutely fair.
They are very similar.
Who's that?
The Quiet
Capaldi.
Rage. Yeah,
Emma looks great in a scarf.
Capaldi's more of a Sam the
Wait,
Eagle
what is it? Emma
hybrid.
Kermit.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
very, very true.
fair enough.
Yeah, he is. Welcome to Almond First.
If you had to say that one of the doctors was Fozzie, who would it be?
Ooh, not Matt Smith.
No.
I think
But it's the
The closest would probably be either Whitaker or Gatwa.
I was
but-
gonna say, well, yeah.
They're the most
like-
happy-go-lucky of the doctors.
like,
Fair.
okay. So admittedly, I've not watched a lot of Doctor Who, but like one of the post-revival doctors was like the goofiest doctor up to that point. I cannot remember the name of the actor who's gone on to do like a lot of great stuff since then.
Matt
Smith or Tennant?
Matt Smith.
Tennant is the one I was thinking of.
Oh,
Hmm.
The
Tennant.
first time and
Wait.
the second time.
Tennant's
Can I-
almost animal level manic.
Yeah,
you know
that's-
who Matt Smith is?
Hmm.
Speaker.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep.
So Whitaker would be okay. Whitaker and Gatwa would be
I mean, none of them are as clownish as Fozzie, but I mean,
Yeah.
maybe in a certain episode, you know.
All right, BBC, get on it.
Yeah, give us
somebody gotta
that.
be taking notes.
Give us that American Doctor Who adaptation we've wanted since 1996.
Look.
Starring the Muppets.
Yeah, that's how early they wanted it. Not earlier at all.
All I'm
It's
saying
harder
is
to access, yeah.
at least at minimum half of the people on this show like Doctor Who, so they know enough of the lore. And like I'm not bragging, I have written spec scripts before, so we could just kind of work this out. You just reach out to us, we'll all work out it. We could get this going. I'm just saying, Muppets take the TARDIS. A very Muppets space
A
adventure.
very a very Muppet something.
Wait. Hang on. I just have to Google something real quick.
Please ask.
The Muppets
it.
Invasion of Earth, 2150 AD.
Boom.
Doctor Who and the Electric Mayhem?
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, like
Hold
Dr.
up.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, yeah.
I had to make sure that was the name of the band. That's what I was Googling.
No, I
Doctor
know
Who
you got
back
it right.
in habit.
Oh
Mm.
man. No, that's where we bring in Whoopi for an episode. Doctor Who back in habit.
She could be the one human.
Right. The one human.
I got to check my voice here.
hmm So SoccerCon is happening in Seattle right now, which means I was running late from work and also the train was down, so I had to get off 5 blocks away from my office instead of across the street. and there were 1 million people in anime costumes.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
counted, it was 1 million. Yeah, they had a really good time. There was a couple that brought their infant who was dressed up as Naruto.
That's so good.
It was
is
really,
good.
really cute.
It is good.
Yeah, right.
I like the 3 children costumes. I think you could do would be like Naruto, Goku, and like Anya from Spike's Family. That one's a bit of a cliche now.
You could make him an object, like people dress up their kids as pumpkins. A little baby being a
Yeah.
Pokeball, that's kind of fun. That's
Mhm.
nice.
True.
Make your baby a Pikachu.
Any of the starter Pokemon really makes sense for an infant.
That's
Squirtle's
Charmander.
like the most baby shaped, I
That is
think, because
true,
he's like
yeah.
round.
True, yeah.
Very round, yeah.
Such a round. What a life. But yeah, everybody's everywhere.
Real. Everybody is everywhere.
All at once.
That's almost the name of the movie.
That would be a good Muppets parody as well.
Oh,
True.
Who's the one person who remains? Is it
It's Michelle.
Jobu Topaki?
I think you just read Michelle. Hold on. Before I talk out of my neck. let me
Wait,
make
no,
sure-
it has to be
Curtis.
Kihei Kwan.
It would be Jamie. Yeah, Kihei is a better choice.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Piggy with hot dog fingers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
for certain,
Yeah.
yeah. And then maybe taking a bite out of it because it's still the
Certain.
Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're just gonna recast a bunch of movies with Muppets.
My sister
Welcome
and
to the Muppet
I,
Cast.
my sister and I get in a fight every 3 months about who would be in the Muppet cast of Pride and Prejudice. Not to bring it back to that, it's just that is actively a thing that is it's ongoing because we can't ever agree.
That's fair. I would like to contribute, but don't remember enough Pride and Prejudice to give like who would do what. To be honest,
Go to the theaters and watch it. It's 150 nerds giggling at a screen for 2 hours. It's a perfect time.
Gonzo is Mr. Darcy.
That is fair.
Ooh,
That's reasonable.
sexiest Darcy in celluloid.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Okay, so I'm not an expert in this series, but who would you want to cast if you were to Muppet-fy a movie for Murder on the Orient Express?
Well, you got to know who all the characters are.
Mhm.
Jacques Cousteau, the detective with the mustache.
Yep, Jacques Cousteau, that's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you've not. Okay, my joke doesn't work. Let's just move on.
I believe it's Jacques Clouseau.
Clouseau.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
played by Kermit, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's what I was gonna say.
Oh geez, it's been a week, y'all. Before we get into it, how's everyone doing this week?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Dean, I noticed you've added y'all to it, and I wondered if we could maybe make our own copyright non-infringing it's been, right? And it would be, it's been a week, y'all.
Oh
Yeah, I didn't say a fucking thing. I didn't sing a
look,
damn thing when he said
yeah.
it's been.
See, the thing is, the reason why I'm trying to switch it up is because I cause like when I listen to old episodes, like 3 or 4 times do we make a bare naked lady reference just off of that line
It's
alone.
always me. It's
Yeah.
just me. It's
I'm
let's
also
not lie
guilty.
here. That is fair.
Part of it is you keep putting all these Chinese chickens in the episodes.
Mm.
The brain starts sticking.
Yep.
I watched the X-Files with no lights on.
I don't know the next word. He says the thing. Yeah, it's really hard.
I
to
hope the
understand.
smoking man's in this one.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man.
I have that thought very often when I'm watching the X-Files. I love seeing that guy show up. I'm like, it's gonna be a story episode.
Similarly, every time I do put chicken in a fried rice or a stir fry, I do sing the whole song.
Mm-hmm.
I can't now. I can only do it in that circumstance. I don't know the words right now. I only know them then, when they're needed.
The bare naked ladies come to us when we're most in need.
The reason for the season.
They are risen.
Oh, and Oh, it is the high holy day, so happy 420,
Happy
everyone.
420.
Yeah.
Glory to those who celebrate.
Right.
Chat, I'll let you figure out what my peace sign means.
Means 2, because 2 times 2 is 4,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 times 10 is 20.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it means.
I mean, it's 2 because there's 2 things we celebrate today.
When to become one.
That's one of the things.
Yeah,
Okay.
Britpop and flowers.
The Muppets.
The Muppets, yeah. Kermit
Shit, there's 3
specifically.
things we're celebrating today. Yeah.
The Muppets take 420. The starter
Some of those Muppets have already taken 420.
Oh, Dr. Teeth for certain. Dr.
Yeah.
Teeth for certain has. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm gonna do our intro. Welcome to Omniverse Escapades. We are your host for the show. I am the Dungeonmaster for this adventure, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Our X is meaning that we do not bring them to something in my nose, excuse me. We do not bring them to the campaign as children in peril, depictions of gore, slavery, sexual assault. And our veils, meaning we just allude to, is body horror and feces. Jeff, if you got your notes from the last episode, I would appreciate a quick.
I got them. We talked about Joe Rogan. We moved on to other bald villains.
Mm-hmm.
I have a list.
Yeah,
Yep,
we did.
that's us.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We
Forgot we did that, yeah.
Tracks, yeah.
we
I
talked
like that you took notes on the pregame. Yeah.
we talked
Mhm.
about head shaving, Pride and Prejudice, and then we got
Oh my
into
God.
it. Az set up a contact at Stupendous Appendices, so he reached out to learn more about the artifacts. Gary discovered a book that explains how you can't trust the stories about the artifacts told by the church. It's called the Seculum Inferatorum. Inferatorum. It sounds suspiciously like a word named after a
Doorbell.
senator. Next, Gary visits Glengarry Glenn Beck's travel agency. Gary learns that the sheriff was ousted by the local coterie. Susie Anne asked what's up with Granite Town. Gary filled her in. It's bad for Gary because he still has family out there. He thinks we should hide when we get there so he doesn't attract the wrong attention. We did this whole rigmarole in the Gold District. I took very specific notes on it. But long story short, we spied on the paladins and got out of there. We took the train to Granite Town. As they traveled, Gary had some flashbacks. In the first, he was 8 years old. He and his little brother Barracks had to escape during a bandit attack. They went to Granite Town to stay with Uncle Powder Keg Phalanx. It's a mining town. The kids go to the bar and meet this big-ass dude surrounded by a crowd, all heavily armed. Gary has a family necklace. He runs up to his Uncle Powder Keg. One goon challenges him. Barracks is playing pinball. Powder Keg isn't sure he can trust Gary. Gary shows the necklace. Powder Keg says the boys will stay with him, but eventually they'll have to work for him. Gary went to school for at least 2 years. Then he met Powder Keg's homies Obscure McGee, Questionable Murphy, Johnny Crime, Tommy Two Knives, and Charlie Charity. 3 years later, he started his crime journey working under his direct supervisor, Darylith. Young Gary chooses a Morningstar as his weapon of choice. A few days later, he meets Darylith's boss, Blaster Cap Greg. Barry had been learning close-up magic. Gary's like, quit that, it's illegal. But once he realized it's just tricks, he's way into it. In the present, the team arrived at the settlement near Granite Town. It's larger than it used to be, but it's really broke. Venn and Susie Anne take the lead with Gary playing a creepy stalker with his hood up. Some weird guy called out to Venn and Susie from his porch offering quest information. We said, fuck off, weirdo, and went into the mine. My notes got a little weird here. Josh Seraphim, Terry, and Torture a Lantern. I don't know. We go through a mine tunnel into Granite Town, find a gold magical shield over the whole place. We decide to go through it. We run into a goon, take him down, and from him we learn that Blaster Cap is the boss now, and we go to ground.
Yeah,
All right.
more or less covered everything. Also, as pointed out towards like the last episode, I definitely made that reference where your brother was learning close-up magic in reference to the flashback with the close-up magic. Um, you basically covered everything, so I don't feel the need to recap a whole lot. However, one thing is at the end of the last episode, Gary said he knew a place to kind of hide out till you get like a lay of the land situation.
Yeah, because we're hitting curfew, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah. The whole city is on a general curfew as it is. So, like, if you were from the area, you would not be allowed outside unless you're like one of his men. So yeah, this we're kind of
Oh, we also killed a guy, and we're dragging him to the hideout.
Yeah.
also true. And when you went through the shield, you're unable to get back out as it stands.
Mhm.
Yeah, we checked that.
It's a one-way, and it was like the entry was fine, the exit is not available. So that's more or less we left off. So 1 second, sorry.
I'm just doing a little social media, trying to spread the word.
Yeah.
It's allergy season, so allergies.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's rough.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and leave off. It's going to be Gary. We haven't discussed this yet. Where do you like? This part is gonna be, this part of the story is gonna be a bit more collaborative, as I did with Jeff. Where do you think that Gary would have like a good idea to hide out in for a serious, like, where you think Derelith wouldn't be able to find you?
Where Derelith wouldn't be able to find me. There's probably like there's probably like safe houses throughout Granite Town that, like, the crime family utilized every now and again to, like, hide out until the heat got taken off. So I'm assuming that, like, Gary probably would know about one that, like, hasn't been used for some time and is probably considered out of commission, and they could probably head there.
Okay. We'll say you head there first because it's, and you get a little lost because it's been a while since you've been here.
Yeah, let's say it's like an old mining warehouse or something.
Wait,
Okay.
I have an alt. It's
Okay.
It's the Crime Family Homestead, where Johnny Crime's ancestors came first and set up the town, and it's been abandoned ever since he went into actual crime.
Oh, okay.
And I know we said crime was a family name, but calling them the crime family is so funny.
Yeah. I like that idea.
But it is correct, yeah.
So yeah, she ended up in the old crime family warehouse.
What do they store here in this shittiest of all one-room houses?
Flowers.
Flowers?
They import flowers.
Well, surely they're
crime
all
family
brown,
flowers,
right? At this time.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's been abandoned. There's a lot of dead flowers in here.
They're dried flowers. They hung them upside down. They did their due diligence.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm immediately sneezing then. And she sneezes really daintily.
Susie Anne's got hay fever. And then it's funny that she sneezes daintily because she is like one of the most loudest, verbose person in the campaign so far.
She contains multitudes.
Yeah.
It's the teeniest sneeze you've ever heard in your life.
Look, she's like onions and ogres. She has layers.
Not a parfait, an onion, yeah.
Not a parfait. Okay.
Wait, Onions and Ogres sounds like it could be a cool one-page RPG.
Yeah.
Honestly, a Shrek RPG would be fun.
A Shrek RPG.
Deliver these onions to Donkey.
Hold on, I gotta go write a. I have to go write a Shrek RPG. Notes for later.
Well, there's also no, that wasn't an onion. That was a garlic bulb. They did a kind of Cinderella thing, but instead of it being a pumpkin, they made a carriage out of a bulb of garlic. And so for a second, I thought onion, and then I said it wasn't an onion; it was garlic. And then what I did was I said it all out loud to you guys instead of just thinking it side up here.
Two great tastes that taste great together.
Boom.
Okay. Sorry.
Are we talking onions and garlic or onions and
Yeah.
ogres?
Both.
Both?
I guess we'd have to ask.
Yep.
Or donkey. I'm not sure what their relationship was like before the movie started.
Please don't tell me you heard my.
They didn't know
hacking.
each other before the movie.
Oh, okay.
They met in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was, he ran away. His
There's a
owner was
there's
like,
a,
"It's a talking donkey," and he was like, "I don't talk." And he was
there's a
like,
popular
anyway.
fan theory about that scene where because it hasn't been said yet in the movie, people think that Shrek makes up his name in that scene because he's never had a name before. Because he's
Honestly, I like
an
that.
ogre. Yeah.
Mm.
Because Donkey goes,
There you
"What's your name?" And he goes, Shrek.
Shrek. I like it.
Yeah.
Considering when you learn his background, that's kind of like he had a very sad background. I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Obviously,
name.
in the fourth movie, his parents abandoned him. That's a little sad. But that was the backstory of Shrek, so that would make sense. He's like, I don't have a name.
Okay, now admittedly, my understanding of the Shrek universe is very small.
Wait.
Shrekiverse.
Shrekiverse.
But when
Thank you.
I heard that pause, I thought, oh, he's like the traveler in Star Trek. Humans can't pronounce his name.
Also fair.
And so he had to
It's
come
too
up with
Scottish.
Shrek, you know.
Yeah.
Right, because Shrek is a fourth dimensional being.
Yeah. And it goes kind of like this. Shrek.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
That was a beautiful pronunciation.
But you have to fart a little bit right at the end.
I could tell that you did it.
Yeah.
I'll be
Really
right
good
back.
thing about
So we're in a flower hut.
We're in a swamp.
Gary, it's been a very long time since you have been here. I just had an idea what for a one shot. Sorry. It's been a very long time since you've been here. Yes, thank you. This you're having memories of your time here where running in the streets, shaking when you're little, running across the streets as a child, playing with your younger brother and schoolmates. In later years, running crimes like making people pay for insurance and stuff like that.
I really like the flavor text that we're insurance scammers.
And you have hidden here a few times, mainly whenever you didn't want to deal with Blaster Cap and Derelith. See, there we go. It has been a long time. This building has been in better shape. We're going to go ahead and flash back to younger you, let's say around 15-ish equivalent years, right? So you're a young man, at least by D&D standards. Since your arrival, your brother has gotten really into close-up magic. He's becoming like a bit of a prodigy. And he has caught the fancy of a few people. Yeah. What?
Dean, ignore the chat.
I can't. I literally get the beeping in my ears.
Oh no. Turn that off.
What am I seeing? What is the hold up?
That's not AI.
This is
not-
a Photoshop,
Photoshop.
of Shrek holding an
Yeah.
onion.
Okay. That was not my
Okay.
question, but that's good.
You know what I love? I love that now because AI is so, or the way people use it is so shitty, that the worst, jankiest Photoshops now get to
People are
live.
so happy to see it. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, they really
In-
get the respect they're due.
They get elevated. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
Alright.
god, my Uber Eats is here. That was so fast. I'm sorry.
Well, we're gonna give them a second to grab their food. Uh, how, uh, how has your week's been? I already asked that, but like in general, is there everything going all right with everyone?
Doctor
Yeah.
Who is back, and I found a co-host to talk Doctor Who from this season of the Disney update reboot. It's not
Hell
quite
yeah.
a reboot. It's more like a sequel. It's fantastic. This season, first 2 episodes, perfectly
Hell
tight
yeah.
and awesome. Yeah. So stay tuned. The Great and Secret Knowledge for the first coverage episode, The Robot Revolution. And I've also started covering The Next Generation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love podcasting.
I could tell you got what,
Who
4
would
of
have
them?
thunk?
3.
That's more
Well,
than
this
3.
Yeah.
if you count this, but it's sort of a special edge case.
That's fair because
That's
we're
special.
not like a traditional audio podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we might go to that at one point if we get like a Patreon, just to because I don't want anybody to have to pay for the hosting fees for that. So I would want to like if we had to get pay if we ever set up a Patreon, use the money from that to the very least pay for the hosting platform. You know.
Yeah. Viewer, listener, if this is something you want, let us know and also give us about $30 a month to make it worth my while. We'll make that happen.
So
for
sorry,
you.
gang.
Well, that's how much we would need early on to like
Mm.
fill in the backlog because we have so many episodes.
Oh yeah.
As what did you get? Sorry, you guys
I
keep talking
got-
about podcasts.
I got a hot dog from Sonic.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
And it came in like 10 minutes. I thought I was gonna have like a half hour.
Yeah, that's
Jeez,
impressive.
That is fast.
Yeah. So sorry. I had to make sure that this man didn't trip up my front steps.
Oh no.
So yeah, you're 15. You've made a name for yourself in the criminal world, here in Granite Town. And you are getting a summons by Blaster Cap. It told you he's said the word to the grapevine to come meet him at I gotta think of a business. Jumpin' Johnson's Jackrabbit Emporium.
Nailed
Oh my
it.
God.
Nailed it.
Tell me about the Jackrabbit economy, Dean.
Oh, that's it in this area. Pretty good, actually.
Okay.
Dude, that's
I mean, that's why Jumpin' Jack opened, I guess.
yeah, Jack up in the Jackrabbit Emporium just because there's the demand for jackrabbits.
See a need, fill a need. Yeah.
That's exactly. That's also a front, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Clearly, yes. Yeah. All right. So what are we doing at Jumpin' Jacks?
You walk in and there's just this sad mascot of a jackrabbit in the corner, just slowly drinking scotch. Nobody's at the register. Classic front.
Yeah.
You walk into a very specialized pet store. And one of the other like shop owners, let's say he's a rock gnome. I need to add more variety into my world. He's a
My
rock gnome.
mans.
There you go. It's like, you're here for Blaster Cat. They're Gary, Garrison.
You know my name. Yes, I am here.
Okay, yeah, he's downstairs.
Thanks, man.
Jerry.
Yeah, Gary with a G. He goes downstairs.
And so standing taller than you, not immensely. Well, yeah, taller than you. You got to think of a voice. Hello, Gary.
Blaster Cat.
That's hot.
I got
That's a good voice.
light ASMR. Uh, welcome to the Blaster Cap ASMR video. All right.
We'll blast your cap.
I have
Oop.
some
I'm so sorry.
There's somebody on YouTube later who's gonna watch this. Who's like, all right, I'm out. Like,
Yo, when you come to the Jack Rabbit Emporium, you gotta
Someone's
know
gonna
what you're
blast your
gonna.
cap.
You gotta know what you're gonna get.
Someone's gonna blast your cap.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, I have a proposition for you.
Go on.
I may have aligned a new business deal, but your uncle may not approve of it.
In what way?
Well, for a criminal, he has surprisingly high ethics. And he gives the same kind of scowl I did. But I feel like if we're successful and then we pitch it to him, he will see the need for that in our organization.
A little ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Now, you made a name for yourself, and you know how to talk to your uncle. So what I'm asking is that you help me set this up. And in exchange, you will get money, you will get power, and if you oppress your uncle, you could rise in ranks.
I like the sound of that. Tell me more about this opportunity.
I'm opening a smuggling ring. No, the church doesn't come here often. And if we can just, if the church loses an artifact on occasion, and we just happen to get it, and someone just happens to come by and take it off our hands.
So you're just suggesting being the middleman in this exchange?
Exactly.
This is something I could get behind. Do we have our eyes on a target?
We already have our first item.
Hmm.
He's gonna pull out a crown.
Looks expensive.
With the right buyer, we could get a nice donation of 40,000 gold.
Hmm. Do you have a buyer in mind?
I do. So,
what do I have to do?
In this one, nothing. I'm just trying to show you that I've already got it started. But we're going to have future jobs. I'm going to need your help. Am I loud enough, by the way? Am I talking too quiet?
No, it's good.
For future jobs, I'll need your help. I need muscle. I need charisma. I need quick hands.
I see. Yeah, I'm game. Let's get it done.
Great. We're going to go ahead and jump back to the current era.
Mm-hmm.
So you're here to find the shield and figure out what's causing just a quick reminder to find and retrieve the shield for the church and figure out why they've anybody who's come in here that the church has sent has not come back. You could probably guess why that second one now.
Mm-hmm.
So
didn't we also find out that the sword is here?
You found out about the sword.
Okay.
We were sent here because the sword is here.
You were sent here because the shield is here.
The shield's here. Yep, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, we're just hoping that both might be here.
That will work out nicely.
All right, so how would you all like to proceed to get this? You know that Blaster Cap is running the city. There's a shield around it, which obviously would explain why people have not been able to leave. And that the whole town is under control of Blaster Cap's gang.
Well, I think that no matter what we decide on, I think it's probably really wise for Gary to lay low at the very least, because he would be really recognized here by the wrong kind of people.
Right.
And at this point, have we gotten the body off the street? Because otherwise, I'm going to say that's number one.
Yeah, I'll say it's in the warehouse with you.
Okay, perfect. Oh yeah, warehouse. Yes.
I'd like to
Flowers,
cover
allergies.
I'd like to cover it with flower boxes.
What a very pretty way to be buried.
Yeah.
Debris,
We leave a little bouquet on top.
Yeah, whatever's lying around.
Do we want to pat him down and see if there's anything we need in there? I don't know what we could potentially be needing at this point. So it's just kind of messing with the dead body. But
Yeah. I mean, is he wearing any kind of uniform that would like signify that he works for Blaster Cap, or is he just like a common thug?
He is a bit of a common thug.
Okay. Well then, I got nothing.
No, I think we're okay. I mean, we could either do some recon while everyone's in, or we can wait until because it's not even nighttime. It's like noon or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way to get to the roof from the inside?
Yeah, I would say that's probably that'd be probably fine. They probably have like window slats on the side of of the barn towards the upper area.
Okay.
So it would be reasonable to assume like if you kind of climb around, you'd be able to get on top of the roof.
Is there a way to do that and still be out of sight of the neighbors?
Yeah, if you like army crawled across the roof, I would say that would be, you know, keep yourself low basically.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Get a little lay of the land.
Okay. One thing you're gonna see here is that you'll see movement throughout the town. It doesn't look like the town is has a lot of like foot traffic at the moment. Give me before I give you the wrong freaking name of the skill like I've done in the past. Perception. Give me a perception check.
That's terrible. That's a 2.
7.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of details, but in the distance you will see what looks like more people than are in one particular area than what you're seeing throughout the rest of the town.
Can I see that area from here?
Yeah, you can see the area from you just aren't getting a lot of details about perception.
Okay, I'll just hang out for a while.
Right.
Take note of patrols and activities, that sort of thing.
Okay. Venn, do you have any questions, any plans you want to do?
Until we get more information from the roof, I don't have anything right now. I mean, I'll check out the warehouse and see if there's anything interesting in here. But I don't imagine that's going to be, a game changer. But I am going to check it out.
Give me an investigation roll. Wait, sorry, no. You were going to say something, Tess? Sorry.
Nope, that was it. That's not good. I mean, it's not bad. Technically, it's on the good side. You said investigation?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 12.
Okay. You're going to find I'll probably regret this later, but you will find what looks like a group of about 3 sticks of dynamite.
Oh, you will.
I will.
Oh, I
take
make
care of that.
I make sure people regret anything they provide me, and this is an especially easy one. Yeah, that's gonna be yeah. I'll go ahead and pocket those.
Yeah.
They're too tall for my pockets. I'll take them.
Dean, I hope that you haven't forgotten that in my pocket I have a bottle of magic water that if people are uninitiated to it, they
We'll live a better
spaz
time.
out.
That's true. Yeah.
I hope you remember that I have that.
We have
'Cause
worse
I
nightmare
think about
water.
it all the time. I have bad trip water.
Yeah, you've got an entire flask of trauma water.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Tess, for the viewer, I've added 3 sticks of dynamite to your action list
Thank
there.
you.
I don't know
Perfect.
what the mechanics would be, but
I'll look into it.
This will work. I actually have it right here. I will post it in the group chat.
cool.
Actually, no, I'll post it in the show chat so there we go. So the viewers can see that.
Sweet. I'm gonna be a
Uh-huh.
problem 3 separate times.
3 distinct times. We're gonna
Maybe
say
less, but
3 times we're gonna say, "Oh shit, Tess has dynamite." That's right.
fuck. Yeah.
This is much as
Um,
like that battle sure was hard. Fuck, we had dynamite.
yeah. I have a bit of an idea that I would like to ask Susie for help with actually. Um, would Susie be able to see like with a check like the edges of where the big shield coming down is over the town?
Give me another perception check.
Okay. We'll say periodically I go over to the corner and Gary hands me up a note.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking straight up. I got a 19.
The wall around the town and the barrier stops just shy of the actual wall itself.
Okay. Um, so I want to find some like pen and paper in this warehouse somewhere and just start like mapping out what Gary knows of the town, like safe houses, like known locations of blaster keg, things like that. So what would I have to roll for that?
Let's do this as a wisdom roll or wisdom check. Yeah,
Okay.
wisdom check.
Now you mixed blaster cap and powder keg.
I did, yeah. I
Yeah.
realized
Is powder keg the boss and blaster cap is the lesser guy, or is powder keg dead and blaster is the new boss?
I can't guess based on the names.
Blaster Cap is the boss and Powder Keg is the one who's my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an 18 wisdom check, by the way.
You rolled with really good memory. Obviously things have changed since you've been here, but you do recall like a good amount, including like where the old like main hideout was at.
All right, cool.
Which was like the CD bar in the area, which is also one of the bigger bars in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So
also on this map, I would put where the insurance companies are.
Mm-hmm. Right, in case you need to file a claim.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah. You know, for all the fraud that we're doing.
Right.
So I guess I scribble down a few copies of that and fold them up into little pieces of paper. Hand one to Susie and hand one to Venn.
All right.
Thank you kindly.
Sweet. Did we put a mark for where we got in here from?
Yes,
I could do that, yeah.
Okay. Because otherwise I'll add that right now. I just want to check.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to keep track.
So I'll start punching in on the map things that I think places are, if I can even guess from that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you've got a bit of a lay of the land. How do you want to proceed?
I show off the dynamite to Gary. I'm so excited.
Oh shit!
You're right. What do we
Hold
wanna
on to that.
do?
That's going to be important. That's going to solve
3
a puzzle.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to solve a puzzle in a way that some god looking over us does not expect.
Well, and the thing is, there might be more here, but I feel like I searched exactly well enough to find 3, and I feel like I can't search again.
Whoa, what if I had a look?
Do you want to do an investigation roll?
Yeah, I do. How many sticks of dynamite does a 3 get me, Dean?
10 more sticks.
Is that like 1 per? Like,
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah.
I also get 3?
Oh, sure, yeah. Additional, just add this to. No.
Okay, yeah,
You
I'm
find
gonna
a
add
bunch
them
of
right now.
dynamite, but it does explode immediately instead of giving you a second to get away. So it's
But-
really not that helpful.
Maybe
But
it's
it-
like
It
that
doesn't do like.
Maybe it's like the
As-
dynamite from Lost, where it's all like super gooey and like
Oh, no.
decomposed over the
Mm.
years.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's Acme brand dynamite, so like it does hurt when it blows up, but like Gary will be fine.
Yeah,
Cool.
There's a lot of soot everywhere.
and he does like a
Then holds up a sign that says "Yikes."
yeah.
You did
That's
find a
smart.
yikes sign with the number
Yeah,
with the 3.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I found the okay. Cool.
Yeah, you found yeah.
Thanks for letting me know, DM.
No problem. Gary, you do not find any more dynamite.
Okay, that's fine. I figured. Hey, Susie, you gotta come down here and look for dynamite. It's a fun little game we just invented.
Find the dynamite.
I call
Sometimes
it find
you
a mic.
just think about a number really hard, and then dynamite shows up.
We're playing this game of the DM's gonna regret this later.
And we're making sure of it.
All right. In all seriousness, I don't know where to go from here. If you guys have ideas, I'm all ears.
I'll copy down everything on your map, Susie.
Yeah, I'm just camped out doing sentry until somebody has a better idea.
Let me see.
Give me another perception check. I will give it to everyone, but because Ben and Gary are in the warehouse, you will have disadvantage.
Okay.
All right.
It's a
You said
21 for
investigation?
me.
Or a perception?
Perception.
Unfortunately, I did get an 18, but that's a 15 for me.
I got a 4. Do I find 4
Nice.
sticks of dynamite?
You
Just
you do
outside
not.
the door.
So you start hearing for perspective, right? So, Gary, you will not hear it. Then you start hearing like the noise of it without a lot of details. And then up above, Susie Anne, you're gonna start hearing like the sound of a crowd getting uproarious in the distance toward that like rough group of people I told you were they're generally at.
Are there any buildings whose roofs are close enough to jump to, vertigo style?
Yeah, you wanted to parkour.
No, I just wanted to know in case I need to draw fire away from the safe house.
Oh,
in
okay.
case parkour
So
is needed.
premeditated parkour. I understand.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say there are a few rooftops that you could jump to, if need be.
Okay, so I'll just keep peeking.
All right.
See if any crowds come this way.
As you are there, the sound of the crowd is going to get louder. And then with your roll, I'm going to give it just to because of your 21. Is not uproarious happy, it's uproarious anger. Excuse me.
In which direction is it coming from?
Uh,
I'll poke my head out of the door or out of the window if I need to. Because I know I hear something.
I would say probably east of town. Best way to put it.
East
It's
side
maybe
of
like
town,
yeah, the
inside
east
the
side of
shield.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, inside the shield.
Okay. We couldn't hear anything through the shield, right?
When you were on the outside of the shield, you couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
But now that you're inside, you can hear the machinations of cities and all that.
What I'm asking is like, does it go both ways? Like, inside can't hear outside, outside can't hear inside.
Well,
Okay.
there's nothing outside that we can try it on. Are they headed towards or away from the shield? 'Cause I feel like they've been here long enough that they're not angry at the one. They're angry at the shield, but they're not trying to fight it.
They're not. Are you asking about like the edge of the shield in this case, or
I'm asking from where they congregated, which direction they are moving in towards or away from the shield.
away from the shield?
Okay.
So potentially in our direction.
Yeah.
I will say it's not traveling towards you currently. You could tell just because it's remaining in one. The sound is remaining in one spot.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an uproarious, angry mob, basically, from what you can hear.
Well, Gary, you can't come, but do you want me and potentially Susie to go check it out? You're also welcome to join if you want. I just,
Does Gary
You got a
still have
real-
that cloak that he was wearing before to kind of be hidden?
Yeah, and your hat too. Your new hat, not your original.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
my new hat. I forgot.
and for once you're in a place that it's not suspect that you're a Goliath, so this works out great.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I'll disguise up and go with them.
Okay.
All right.
I've
got
Susie,
my
you want to join
new-
or you want to stay here?
Yeah, I've got my new sexy adventuring outfit on. I unbutton the top two, and cock the hat on, like kind of jaunty,
All sexy like.
and I'll put a little dirt on my cheeks, to suggest that maybe I've been in this dirty town for a while.
You're rough and tumble.
Yeah.
One rough
and
and tumble gal.
And yeah, Venn and I will walk like we own the place, or well, like we sort of
With
live
our
here.
scary dog privilege walking behind us.
Like
Yeah.
like you belong there. That's what you were thinking of.
Yeah.
All right, so you walk towards the sound of the people. As you pull up, it's a little hard to see in the crowd. I'm going to give everyone an opportunity for another perception check. Because of the average height of the person, though, I mean this, and nothing gets Ven. I will give you disadvantage because there's a bunch of 6+ foot.
And I
people
can't be on my friends' shoulders right now because we're laying low. Okay.
Yeah.
A disadvantage.
here. Disadvantage, yeah.
All right.
I'll take a 12.
Okay.
Got a 19, but then I also got a 5, so that is a 7.
All right.
And I have an
That's
11.
fair. I'm very small.
Okay. In the distance, hanging by his arms. And this is specifically for Susie Anne and Gary. You will see a why am I forgetting names suddenly? The Goliath. You will see a Goliath hanging by his arms. He's an older gentleman. He has now a long beard. It takes Gary a second to recognize him because it's been a long time, but it is his uncle.
All right.
It is it's Powder Keg.
Okay.
And he is being hung by his arms in front of what is essentially like a busy area as the town is booing and yelling and throwing things at him.
Okay.
Are they saying or chanting anything in particular that we can make out for why he's up there? Or can we hear anyone kind of discussing to figure out exactly what the fucking reasoning is?
I'm just gonna give this to you. I'm not gonna make any roll because you're basically in the crowd. You're gonna hear like a menagerie of different reasons, but the bulk of it is like, this is all your fault. we're stuck here because of you.
Mm.
I'm gonna look
Is
back.
there like?
I'd like
Go
to
ahead.
look back and get Gary's like eyes, see if we can lock eyes for a sec.
Okay.
Cute.
And I give him the eyebrows of should I go deal with this kind of look.
He holds up one finger. Um, can we make out anybody who's kind of like overseeing this, or is it just like Uncle Powderkeg is just hanging there in the middle of town for everybody to see? There's nobody like putting him on trial or anything like.
Uh, there's nobody putting him on trial, so to speak, but there are people standing around, not within like because people are throwing some things at him. They're staying at a distance. They're kind of like facilitating this very public event.
Do I
Uh,
recognize any of them?
yes, if you want names, I'll have to think of them. But let's just say for now, random former goons you knew.
Okay. Um,
So
I
RFG, and how many are there?
Let's say there's four
okay.
Okay, RFG 1 through 4.
All
random
right.
freaking goons.
I'm gonna try and catch Susie's eye again and nod towards the RFG closest to us and kind of mime like taking him away.
Okay, I'll start uh, uh, sheepishly shifting through the crowd to try to get up to the RFG 4.
Is all right. You can go up to the random freaking goon. And he's like, "Hello there. Welcome to today's humiliation event. Obviously the event is free, but would you like to buy some tomatoes to throw? We do one for a copper or five for three."
These tomatoes are far too fresh.
I don't have many coppers left, sir. I was hoping maybe we could barter.
What kind of barter?
Well, I've got this iron pot, and I still got my water skin.
Well, I I guess I can use a water pot. I'll give you two tomatoes for that.
Okay, it's back with my husband, and I make it like kind of awkward, like maybe he's not my husband or whatever, but I point back through the crowd.
Give me, because I know you're trying to get him to come with you. Give me a.
Yes, and I'm trying to look real sexy, and like we don't have to get into the weird vibes that this would suggest in a
No,
post-apocalyptic
get into
horror,
it. Yeah.
Right.
but you've seen one of those movies. That's
Give
the
me
impression she's trying to give.
give me a deception roll.
Okay, I'm so good at these. That's a 7, baby.
I'm sorry, I can't leave my current position. It's the daily humiliation event, of course. Also, hello, Crenage in chat.
Hi, Greenwich.
Well, I mean, I was hoping to humiliate this old man, but maybe if you came by our place later tonight, I could maybe get some tomato money for other kind of stuff. I'm not saying what because I don't want to have to make another deception check.
Can I help?
But I am showing off the goods.
Yeah, Gary, if you want to help, that's fine. Tell me how you're helping before you roll.
My thought is that you make some sort of reference to your husband again, and I'm gonna try and like catch this guy's eye, like like point over to over there, and then like point at Gary, and I'm just gonna like point at him, say quiet, and say get here now. I'm assuming that a goon will see me and recognize me and be like, oh shit, that's Gary.
Okay, so to make sure I understand, what is your intention with your? I mean, him recognizing you, one, right?
Yeah.
And then for the hand signs, what is your intention for there?
Getting him to walk away and come talk to me.
Okay, all right. That will give Susie Anne. Let's back up for like just a second then. Well, no, Susie Anne. Here's what we'll do instead. Instead of another deception roll, give me a persuasion roll, and because Gary's helping, I will give you advantage.
Also, because I'm hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can go behind you and hold the back of your shirt so it's a little bit tighter.
I got a 4.
Oh no!
Well,
We found the most business-like goon we could have.
You have
You
advantage.
fucking 1 and a 2.
I rolled a 1 and a 3.
that's crazy.
Wait. Hold on. Let me look at your character sheet.
Or maybe you're so scary that like he got turned off. Right
or maybe he just really values the sanctity of marriage, and you said husband. He's like, well,
maybe
shit.
he's new and he doesn't know who Gary is.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, there's this girl's shitty husband over there.
Yes.
He's saying for her to get back over here.
He's just gonna like look over at you and then look over at Gary. He's like, your husband winked at me. I don't.
Look, I'll just whisper. I'll just lean in and be like, look, I'm trying to make a little extra money on the side. That's my friend / manager. If you just tell your friends, we could meet up at my temporary abode.
Oh, where's that at?
I'll say I'll describe the empty house nearest the safe house.
Okay.
If there is one we passed on the way.
I suppose I could pass some word along.
Don't tell too many guys. I don't want Blaster Cap or Derelith to know, you know.
Oh. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, all right. I won't pass it on to Derelith and Blaster Cap. He is doing the air quotes.
Yeah, just keep it under your hat. Jeez. And I'll kiss him on the cheek so he can get a scent of the perfume. And then I'll walk back.
That went really well, I think.
Sometimes you just got to give up on the dice.
Yeah.
D&D advice of the day. Sometimes you just got to give up on the dice.
See if I have anything in my inventory that could possibly help. I have a truth serum.
Oh, you do have a truth serum.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was for like pretty early in the campaign too.
Yeah.
Do we have any memory water left?
Oh, we have plenty of memory water left.
All water skin.
I like that you dirtied your cheeks, but made sure that your perfume was fresh.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Classy
Honestly,
lady,
that was smart of you.
Classy lady uses it sparingly on the road.
I didn't even mean it sarcastically. I think that's a good move.
Yeah. Tess, we just remembered that I have a truth serum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah.
Wireless, baby.
Excellent.
I've got some dynamite. Would that help?
Honestly,
couldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, at this point.
Well, it
probably
might
would.
hurt your crucified uncle up there. 'Tis the season.
Oh my!
You chose quite a day to string up a dude.
Can I try and catch Powder Keg's eye?
Oh, your uncle's eye?
Yeah.
Flutter your eyelashes.
Okay, since you're trying to get his attention, but not everyone's attention, this is gonna sound weird. Give me let's say a performance roll.
Okay, am I good at that?
Yeah, what's the vibe version of a sleight of hand check?
Maybe Gary used to do a little dance when he was a kid where he'd spin his hat around.
Gary, you could also just send me. I'm so low to the ground. Just have me go talk to him. But do your performance check. See if that works.
I got a 12.
I will say that would be sufficient.
Okay.
So over there, you look up at him and you make he's looks like he's disassociating, right?
Uh-huh.
A very bad situation. And you happen to like look at him in a way that you could see the recognition in his eyes. He doesn't
What?
react. He doesn't
Oh,
react.
okay.
Good man.
Cool. My next question was gonna be what emotion is on his face.
What do I see deep in his eyes?
Yeah.
Give me an insight check. I will say that his intentions are not. Sorry, I was reading Crunch's comment. Got G2G. This is too heathen oriented. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's fair.
Insight. He's gonna try and be subtle with his reactions.
I did roll a 1.
You didn't
Plus
know,
2, 3.
you don't get shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead the world as far as you could tell.
This is not our finest hour.
I kind of just shrug at him.
I will wind my way back through the crowd and occasionally bump into a man that looks thirsty. Just kind of give him the what's up nod, and then I'll return to Ven's side and whisper, "That was a total bust."
Yeah, were you trying to buy tomatoes?
No, girl, I'm trying to get one of those guys to come out our way so I can tie him up and pump him for information.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I wasn't sure because I didn't. Anyway.
If anybody asks, Miss Susie is down to clown.
Down to clown.
We're running a brothel now?
Shh.
Who's in charge?
Shh.
I didn't say it that loudly. I feel like you're wildly blowing this out of me. Your shush was louder than my words. Okay. What's my job?
All right, let's get out of the crowd here. Fine, Gary.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Dean, I have an odd question for you.
Okay, shoot.
You're saying that he's hung up by his hands. Are we talking like 2 hands together, like one rope going straight up situation, or is it 2 ropes?
It is a one rope situation. When I chose
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, when I chose this, I was not trying to pull Jesus parallels here, so I apologize. It's not meant to be like a literal crucifixion.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounded a little bit like one, but
So it's just one rope.
It's just one rope.
Are they just
it's a telephone pole? Yeah.
I'll say it looks like they're just humiliating him. I don't think they're gonna disembowel him or anything today.
And
Susie. Oh, go ahead.
I would say you can also tell they want him to be uncomfortable because there's nothing below his feet. So he's hanging just by his arms, which is
like a survivor challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very much in pain right now.
Susie, do you think that you could shoot that rope?
That would be like the most insane thing I could think of doing.
Be cool as hell, though.
I
think you could do it.
I don't know what to do in this situation without making a real ruckus of myself.
Well, just think of every public hanging or humiliation of this sort you've ever been to, and imagine if the person fell down or tumbled out of the stocks, they'd just put him right back up. Unless everybody...
My uncle's a criminal. He knows how to run.
Well, he's pretty tired, I imagine. Unless everybody else went somewhere else because there was a better show happening. Then he'd have fewer guards, presumably.
That is a fair point, but I don't know what kind of diversion would move all these people because they seem pretty happy to pay. Honestly, a copper for a tomato is kind of a lot. I mean, I know they don't have imports here, but that's still a little wild. I don't know what we would have to do to get them away from here.
I like how Gary's talking about the economics of the tomato trade.
I haven't said a word about
Venn,
it.
you mean.
Yeah, Venn. Sorry, I would say Venn.
Yeah.
Like how Venn has talked about the economics of the tomato trade.
I'll say
Venn.
Well, yeah, they
I
said a
can
copper.
I can think of exactly two things. A fire
Sorry, just pause. I can think of two things.
a fire and a naked woman raising holy hell.
Venn, should we do get help?
I think probably both seems too strong, but having something to push them away and having something to push them towards does sound good. Because I don't know that everyone here would want to go see the new town whore. Um, so we can do a twofer. I'm happy to set a fire. I don't want to set a precedent. I don't want to make it seem like I love setting fires. I don't hate setting fires, but look,
There are like families here, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're probably not going to go see you, babe.
That's a well, I just mean that's an incentive
Just
not
why
to
to not start a fire?
Yeah, it's an incentive not to start a fire.
It's
I
not
mean,
going to be a big one.
Look, officially,
A
I can't
small
allow
controlled burn.
officially I can't allow children in peril. Like as a DM, officially I can't.
Yeah. Oh, so
So-
we
Officially,
can
can we imagine that they're good enough parents that they didn't bring their children to go watch a torturing?
Let's just
Babysitters are being employed.
Oh, I'm thinking
Exactly.
of the fire. And I think this is a way we can screw Dean and get our needs met because none of these children would be in peril no matter what we do.
Loophole, they can't be.
But there are widows
It would
and
fade to black. The
elderly
fight would
and
fade to black.
animals would be in danger. I think a fire
I'm
is
putting animals in peril. on our
also
list.
adding any smoke to this enclosed space.
Oh
It's a
no, you're
Very
it's
bad
in-
idea.
It's open. You're not in like a
Yeah,
barn
we're
or
open air.
anything. Yeah, it's like a
I'm
public
saying
But the
forum.
dome, the dome.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point.
That's a very good point.
But flip side, filling the entire dome with smoke might make our job a lot easier.
Honestly, I just got excited about starting a fire gang.
After
I
all
This is
you said
dynamite.
about
This-
being responsible about setting fires,
Well, only
I'm
I'm
gonna
you.
ash-
set it
I'm ashamed of you.
responsibly. Okay, me in and out of character, love fire. Me in and out of character, good fire safety. My
Mhm.
dad works for Red Cross. I know what I'm doing here. I grew up in the middle of burn country. So
Okay, we're out
I
of
would-
character now.
no, that was both.
Yeah.
My dad in character didn't work for Red Cross, but other than that, it's both.
Yeah.
Look, farmers know how to handle fires.
Fantasy Red Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dad.
When
Fred
when are we
Cross.
gonna start farting around and just throw a stick of dynamite into this crowd of people?
We're
I mean,
saving the dynamite. I can set a regular fucking fire. Or we can break into a local tavern, take a bottle, and handle it that way.
All right, I'm going to put my hands on both of y'all's shoulders and usher you away from the crowd.
I like that you're like
Yeah.
one very
Yeah.
up, one very down.
it's very Dylan at the end of season 1 of Severance.
So and
I know who got that.
I'll lead you guys away, and I will say, look, I know your uncle's in pain, but I don't think our options are better. I think the best thing we could do is wait and try to spring him under the cover of darkness.
I hate to say it, but that does seem like the best answer.
Let's just get a few hours away, yeah. God, we haven't been here long enough to have any sense of if it gets dark earlier at all. What season are we in? How early is it going to get dark? I mean, it's not going to change it. It's just going to affect how badly I feel.
Fair. I was about to say seasons kind of don't matter in this world, but I mean it would still affect time. So
Yeah, it would affect sundown.
let's say spring.
Okay, so midway. Okay, I'm okay with that. I mean, I was gonna be okay either way, but I was gonna feel way worse if you're like, it's actually the summer equinox.
Oh yeah, it's
It's the
the
longest
longest
day of the
day of the
fucking year.
fucking year. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Um,
So it gets dark around 8,
Oh,
7:38.
if it's
uh,
spring, let's say it's right now. It gets dark at
no, it's
I
like
don't know where we are according to the equinox
it's like one-ish your
of the
time, but
equator. Yeah,
so I'm gonna go down probably around 7. Let's say that. So early spring, so around 7.
fair. Okay. Um, well, do we want to get anything set up in the hours leading up? I mean, obviously
Yes.
you've been spreading the word about you, so you should actually go and see if the house next door is open for people are going to start showing up. And I don't know what you're going to do when they show up, but
Well,
people
first
are
we
going to
got
be
to
in this
set a
area.
trap. Let's go there and set up some kind of snare. So when the guy sits on the lap dance chair, a net falls on him or a rope springs around his legs or whatever.
Yep.
So you're
Let's do
which one of you is Fred Rogers? I just had to ask.
it.
Fred Rogers.
I don't think he would want any part of that action.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just talking about the traps.
Are
You
you
mean Fred
thinking of a
Jones? Fred
different
Oh,
Rogers
yeah.
is Mr. Rogers'
Yeah,
neighborhood.
no, you're right. You're right. I meant Fred Jones.
I was
You'll have to
waiting for
excuse me.
that to unravel itself.
Yeah, that's my bad.
I was like, what are you talking about? Was
Mr. Rogers is against lap dances. He would set a trap.
I was
No,
like,
he
is
would
he-
sit her.
what kind
he
of
would
deviant
sit
was
him
he?
down. No, that's what I was. He would sit them down and they would have a talk.
Yeah.
Now, do you think you respect yourself? I should no shame to sex workers. I'm just doing it.
No. We're shaming the men, not the women. Just shaming the men that sit in the chair.
True.
She's making a living. What is he doing? Something
Exactly.
fucked up.
So what are you all gonna do?
So yeah, I want
What's
to
the plan?
create some kind of trap, whether it's a pit trap under the chair or a rope or a net, whatever materials we can locate.
They sit down in the chair and Home Alone style, a bucket of paint swings down.
And hits them
Oh,
in the
I was
head.
thinking whether or not we had enough time to put a hole in the bottom of it to get him trapped in the basement. I like the trap door. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well, the
I
good
can
news-
work on the trap door while you work on the paint and you work on the snare. I feel like between that, one of them's got to turn out.
What do you think, Dean? Do we have enough time to put 3 possible traps together?
I don't.
We got
think
enough
you could-
time for paint. I feel like
We're
We're
let's
making
tar
a-
and feather them.
we're making a sex worker Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
No,
That-
we're
a
making
Rube
a sex worker
Goldberg-
parent trap.
A Rube Goldberg is multiple things in a line.
does
This
nothing,
is 3
yeah.
things at once.
But I like to think that one of them would set off the like. You get
Mm.
trapped once and you're like, "Oh, this sucks," and then the second one goes off and you're like, "Oh man, this really
Fuck.
sucks."
Oh, my
And the
nuts.
third one, you're like, damn.
I'm super
can't
stuck
see.
now.
Ooh, somebody put a hammer on a rope.
Yeah, so depending on our materials, we make something. So can one of us roll with advantage, or should we roll 3 different checks?
This is insane.
I'm going to say you don't have enough time
This
to
is
create
so
an infrastructure for
unnecessary.
a hole.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought I'd check.
Well, the paint can is one you could, in theory, set up. Yes,
Okay.
it's in theory just a rope on a rope and paint can situation. What was the third trap you wanted to set up?
A net.
I was not expecting Home Alone to be the inspiration for this episode. If someone holds the net, then yes, you could set like a net.
I'll
net
spend
trap.
all afternoon making a big ass net.
The
Wait.
regret in Dean's voice, you're like, "Yes, you can. If someone holds the net, you can. Fine."
So
Oh.
wait, Dean, in this empty room,
We
is
also
there
don't need to be doing any of this.
Yes, we do. This is our plan. In this empty room, can Venn be up on like an exposed beam or something? Above where we put the
Gert.
chair? Okay.
Yeah. there's some eye beams at the top of the ceiling towards the ceiling where someone could hide, and
Gary is outside with like a lever that'll
and,
swing the paint can.
and you're gonna have a dog companion
Or
who's
the hammer.
speaks English and gets high a lot. That's called a callback.
Oh, I was just
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it was like that dog, that little terrier that was in a bunch of movies that were redoing classics.
Oh, what's the story of Wishbone? I said that
Yeah,
way so we
yeah,
would get sued.
Wishbone.
I said it that way so we would get sued by whoever has the copyright issues. Anyway,
All right.
no,
Fishbone. No, that
yeah,
doesn't work
Fishbone.
either.
What's the story,
Wishbone.
Fishbone?
And I want the chair to have like scarves or I don't know, fabric ties so that I can tie the person to the chair.
One thing about that, they'd
in
be
a-
into it. It's
in a
not even an
sexy
opposed
way.
role.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want time to
we're
tie.
always taking the chance that with every trap we spring, this person is like getting increasingly hornier.
Yes.
They might get hornier after the trap springs, and that's just honestly out of our control.
We'll spring their trap.
Ayo!
Okay. And my plan is to end up around the back of the chair, and if the net doesn't go, I will put my sword blade under his chin and
No, hold up.
intimidate him, because he'll hopefully be tied a little bit at least.
I just love the idea. It's like, all right, we've got two intricate trap ideas. Whenever he arrives, we got a very intricate setup and spot to do all this. But if all else fails, just pull out your fucking sword.
Yeah. I'll have it just like hanging on a hook behind a pillar that he can't see from where he is, but it's close enough to the chair if I need it. And I'll put on my fancy dress, and I'll clean my cheeks. I'll do my hair up real nice.
More perfume, yeah.
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 Okay. This is.
And I'll stand outside with a lantern.
I was not expecting Scooby Doo Home Alone today. Scooby Alone, excuse me. Home with Scooby? No, the first one worked better.
Booby Doo. Because it's a honey pot.
Yeah.
And the girls are
Those
out.
tits. Yep.
Girls are out. Yeah. Not out. You know what I mean.
Them feminine wiles.
Wiles. Like how you said that, Tess. It was funny.
I put an H on the front, yeah.
Wiles.
All right. I have to. I'm gonna yes and this. In Adult Cafe, this is such a fucking stretch. All right. Come sundown, everyone is set up. Gary's in the beams up above with the net. The painted can is ready to be dropped down. Let's say by Venn, who's probably also up there, right?
Oh, I didn't think Gary'd be able to get up there. Yeah, that's fine.
No, Gary could just do a pull up there. This place is meant for Goliaths, so like all the ceilings are tall.
Cool.
I'm sure Gary feels right at home.
Yeah, everything's my height. I'll have to duck down or nothing.
His back doesn't hurt because he doesn't have to lean over to wash the dishes. Oh
yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
You ate dinner and the stove was actually waist height for you.
Oh, my dream.
Oh my god, you get to sit down in chairs and get up, and you don't have to do that thing with your knees where you're like going way too far.
Yeah. Or I had to sit very wide-legged just to be like fairly comfortable.
No man spreading today.
Yeah. Truly, it is an experience you've not had in many years.
Are you talking to me or Gary?
I mean, maybe both. As I don't know your height.
I'm
6'1".
Oh, then yeah. The world is not meant for 6 foot plus people, so.
The world's not meant for any human people.
I made the joke about it, like height appropriate, like interiors, but as a tall person, I would imagine that's something you would also would like to have in real life is height appropriate interiors.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That comment
See,
I made
and
about washing the dishes, that was just me.
too real. Yeah. Look, the grass is always greener. I can't get to my top cabinet, so I have to have a list of what's up there so I don't get on a chair without proper reason. I have to have a warrant to get up there.
I
Have a warrant.
I am such middling height that at my job there are many items that are too high up for me to reach, and some items are so down low it hurts my back to go get. So like I'm in a weird in between. Like I'm not tall enough to pick this up, but if I bend over, I will hurt my back. Uh, fun fact about my job. Anyway,
Fucked up.
um, okay.
All right, let's trap this horny guy.
Uh,
And
uh,
yeah, one single horny guy.
one single horny guy.
That's right. We got 3 traps. We could trap 3 guys.
We can trap more than 3. We'll just reset the traps.
Yeah.
The
I
third
got
trap
plenty of
is
zip
just
ties,
me
baby.
stabbing them. That's not really a
That's
third
a trap that keeps on trapping.
That
Yeah.
is the trap that keeps on trapping. What are you talking about? And we'll say you got
I
the
got a
net.
bunch of extra scarves. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just saying, and in case anybody asks, we'll say you got the net from the warehouse. Use the netting to make sure all the boxes were in place.
Net Depot.
So it's the netting from like the abandoned netting, basically, from what used to keep the boxes together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's someone in the comments like, "Where did the net come from?" Shut up. It's we didn't think too hard about it. Why are you?
Yeah.
We spent a few hours sewing to make it work better again.
Weaving. We made ropes.
Yeah, it was real
I have
domestic.
50 feet of hempen rope in my inventory, okay?
Yeah.
We made a net.
We made a net, and we had
No,
enough
we'll
to-
find a net and keep our rope.
Yeah. Don't think about it too much because we did. Anyway, after come nightfall, a couple hours after about an hour or two after the sounds, the uproar die out. You will hear a knock at the front door of the abandoned house.
Oh no, I'm standing out front with a lantern.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were inside. Then yes, someone does come up too. It's not the gentleman you talked to, but another like goon, RNG, random or RFG, random freaking goon,
RNG.
RNG.
I like that it went from former to frickin'.
Yeah,
Do I recognize this guy from the crowd scene?
yeah, not one of the ones you talked to, but one of the other of the 4 is like, I hear you're wanting to make money.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a friendly gentleman caller. I'll size him up and see if I want to do an insight, see if he's here for honest work. No, honest trade of goods and services, or if he's up to
Good
something.
clean fuck.
I got a 19.
Tess,
No, I got a 20. A dirty 20.
thank you.
A filthy
appreciate
20, if you were.
What was that, Dean?
As it
I
were.
I just saw your comment in stream chat.
Jeff's
Go
fault
on,
for
put
saying
off.
she took a lantern out.
The thing is, it's still worse because like my only critique is that because the song is like, you don't need to turn on the red light. You don't need to turn on the red lantern. It's the same.
Well, look, it wasn't specified what color the lantern was.
Yeah, I
That's
put my
fair.
red scarf over it, so
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
nice.
You don't need to put on the red lantern.
It tells number one export rocks.
I'll say, what's your
It's
name?
rock sand.
What's your name, big man?
My name is Leopold von Esquire.
Well, that's a pretty name.
Thank you. I made sure to get some oils for my nice beard, so that I would look nice for today's event.
I like it. It's good.
I got manly oils for men.
Oh, really? You haven't run through it yet? You must not be out amongst the lady folk all that often.
I'm setting up for special occasions. I'm saving it.
Yeah, how much you saved up?
It's since this all began, just in case I met someone.
Well, what else have you saved up?
I gotta think of a thing.
That could be either money or cum, just so the world is aware.
Just to be crystal clear.
You just killed Az at that moment. Jeff, you just
that's
killed
awesome.
them.
That's awesome. That's so good.
It's good.
Oh man.
I have some biscuits.
That's all you got?
Yeah, he does.
So I saved up.
No jewels, no gold pieces. I'm a high-class lady, sir.
Boss. I mean, I got money, but Boss Man really restricts how much money we make now that we don't have income into the city.
All right then. Well, let's talk turkey. How much you willing to part with?
He's gonna pull out like a little coin purse that is comically too small for him. Just kind of rummage through it.
I'll just gently take it from him.
Oh,
I'll slide it down inside my shirt.
Give me a persuasion just to see how likely he is to not pull back.
Can I get advantage because he's obviously hard?
This part
is visibly hard.
That would be a 14.
Yeah, he'll allow you to take that from him.
Okay, I drop it down inside my dress, and then I reach over and pretend to unlock the door and slide it open.
I'm joking, but I just imagine Susie Anne just like turning her back to him and just going click. Not literally click, it's saying the word click. But yeah, so you'll take him inside. There's gonna be the chair with all the scarves and whatnot set up, because of course Susie Anne does come with scarves whenever she goes on adventures.
Yeah, I'll say, I'm sorry I'm not really set up for entertaining, but if you take a seat, you can sip on some of this, and I'll hand him my wineskin, and I'll go and bar the door.
You will not have to convince him. He immediately just sits down and takes a big drink of the wineskin.
Okay, so I bar the door, and
mouth is dry.
I leave the lantern on a hook by the door so it's a little darker around him. And then I will proceed to do my best approximation of what ladies in this profession do, and hope to eventually have him tied enough that he'd have to spend a round to get out.
Okay.
We can leave how naked I am to the imagination,
I want to just pop in here and say that Gary is next to Venn in the rafters holding the net, and he just goes, "We should just see how long this goes on."
I'm just looking at the ceiling. Important point of clarification. Is Esquire his last name, or is his last name Vaughn and he's a member of the gentry?
That's a good question you've asked.
It was clearly a fake name.
Yeah, I was just wondering what his idea was there.
Johns here are called Esquires.
John Vaughn Esquire? Perfect.
Yeah.
So Vaughn's the last name. I'll take it. Thank you.
So yeah, he's sitting in a chair, he's taking a drink, he's staring at you. Give me a performance roll to get his captivation, basically.
Oh, I was hoping I could do a Constitution save. Again, like he'd have to do one against my performance.
This is a nightmare.
Or finish early.
You,
Natural 20
on the most important roll of the game.
There you go.
True.
So
this is the best lap dance anyone's ever had.
How's the NPC roll on the not come roll?
I'm not gonna say fade to black, fade to black. We're just gonna kind of go over this because we are live where people can watch us. But yes,
Yeah.
I rolled a 21 on that roll.
And I
by the
step
way.
back to the pillar with my sword on it, and my hand hovers over the hilt, and I'll be like, "It's almost time, baby."
21 for what? As
Oh, on the not come roll.
No, that was
okay.
I just wanted
You weren't
'cause
supposed to roll.
no, it was
'Cause
the
I'm
NPC,
watching.
but that's his thing. Okay.
Gary likes to watch.
Here's the voyeur. Good to know.
Oh my god.
All right. Sorry,
Because you
Susie Anne,
like to
please
watch, you got this. Yeah.
proceed.
So yeah, I reach over for the sword and I give the like pull the string gesture.
Oh, that
I'm behind him, so hopefully you won't see me. I step out of the light.
it's all good because the paint can is being held up by Venn, so that would just be like tugging it, would just like letting Venn know to drop it.
Yeah.
Let's say give me a
Push it.
give me a ranged attack. We'll just say that.
I think because
With
it's a trap,
advantage.
I think because it's a trap, it should be a save, just like if we ran into a trap.
Yeah, because before we filled it with paint, we kind of tested it to make sure it went where we needed.
The reason why I'm having it as an attack as opposed to a save is because you are actively pushing it towards him.
Mm.
You are attacking him with the paint can, essentially.
Okay.
Oh, that's
That-
fair. I thought more of pushing it off but yeah, that's fair.
The wet bandits in Home Alone did take a few points of damage in that movie.
They should have been dead in that movie. Like,
Yeah.
so much physical trauma.
They're really beefy.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
I'm gonna say you have advantage. I forgot to say that part because he is tied up.
Oh, okay. So that is a 16.
Yes.
That hits.
I'm really good at pushing buckets.
I'd say 1d6 plus strength.
All right.
Come on, it's got to be more than that. It's falling from a great height.
The benefit to that is that people don't see it coming. That's the benefit
Alright.
to hitting.
That is a 7.
Oh,
Let's go.
there you go.
I was gonna say I should have blessed us, but this is longer than a 1-minute encounter, so
Well, so this is not a game mechanic. I was just kind of saying, if he were to get hit in the head by a paint can, how woozy would he be afterwards, right? That's not really a game mechanic in D&D, but it's good for the scene.
Is there like a debuff that you can give him?
Yeah, that's dazed in this case. That would be
Yeah.
the status effect dazed. So I was like, well, let's do let's do a Constitution save, and he rolled a 1.
Awesome.
So with a paint can swinging down, and then, well, I'm sorry, Tess, that you're the one who did the attack. You can declare it how you want to. But paint can comes and hits him in the head, and he's like really dazed and obviously in pain. And the paint can has a dent in it.
Now drop the net.
I dropped the net.
I roll an attack, range attack roll. You have to get a 10.
Okay.
You're attacking the area he's at, not him specifically.
I just saw your comments, and honestly, that's fair. We should, yeah.
Do they get advantage because they're restrained?
And covered in paint. And there's still kind of a thong sound in the room.
Sure. I will give give Gary advantage on that. That DC is not high.
Okay.
You're attacking his area, not him. So
What am I rolling? A ranged attack roll, you said?
range attack. Oh yeah.
Okay. Ba-ba-ba. Wow, I got a 16.
You got it. It was a 10. You just needed
Yeah.
a 10. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So bonked on the head by a paint can, and then the net falls on him. He's like, I don't know what you're
I
into.
grab my
but-
sword and bring it under his chin. I step onto the net and like step on one like hard enough that it like pulls his head back, and then I put the blade under his chin there, and I say,
Yeah.
"Shh."
He's to me like,
Does he still steam into it?
I'm not really into rough things. I'm more of a cuddler.
You're gonna be
Oh,
quiet,
that's nice.
or you're gonna fucking die.
Is this role play?
Thank
I need to
you.
get close to the mic if I'm gonna be. I'm gonna get close to the mic if I can whisper.
And I'll nick his throat just a touch and pull the sword away, and I'll say, "Thank you
What?
for being quiet. Now my friend is gonna come over here now and ask you some questions, and I want you to be extremely cooperative."
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'd lost my accent completely. I want you to be extremely cooperative.
Okay.
Look at Gary. I'm like, do
All
we
right.
prepare questions?
And I'll kiss the top of his head and
That's nice.
lean back.
All right, Dean, I want to pitch something to you.
Go for it.
Because I was, in the rafters up there to throw the net down, could I roll an athletics check to drop down to the ground like Batman, wearing my like cape and everything?
See, as I was hoping you would say that. I do want you to roll. It doesn't feel like an athletics though. It does feel like an acrobatics.
It feels like an athletics to me. All right, I'll roll acrobatics.
It's just the ground. How hard could it be? It's
yeah,
got to be
for
athletics, right?
Yeah. 18. Does that do it?
Yeah,
He takes the big risks for the drama.
because you're wearing the cloak. You got the hat on, and you jump down, use the cloak to kind of obscure yourself, and then like obscure your look in the darkness. You are the knight. The spin-off to this is just Gary fighting crime.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I've spent the last 30 seconds thinking about how honestly disarming this would be, how concerning this would be if you're under a net. I'm in the darkness, and you can just kind of hear me skittering across, and then like kind of shimmying down really quickly.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
Yeah.
and Leopold goes, "It's the bat."
oh, oh no, hold on. I want this script
Got
to
it.
work.
Yep. Got to make sure you got the quote right. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy's bringing a whole new layer to the term gooning.
Not wrong.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Here we go. That
Stupid.
worked. There we go. When you drop down, you hear the scattering. You drop down very dramatically. Oh no, it's Barn Owl Man.
Okay.
All right.
Gary hasn't used that name in years. All right, I step in.
I'll lean down by his ear and I'll go, "Ooh."
All right, I'm trying to decide whether or not I try to do Gary's voice, but like with a Batman rasp.
Yes.
As
I think you should.
I almost want to see if you can like do the Christian Bale voice rasp, but like with Gary's voice. I'd be so impressed.
Well. If it isn't Leopold Vaughn. Esquire, is that right?
Yes, Barn Owl Man.
Now you listen close. What's been going on around these parts? I've been out of town a while.
I did not intend for like Gary being a part-time vigilante in his criminal days.
I feel like this is just like a character that Gary knows. Like it's like I feel like this guy doesn't actually exist.
Oh, like it's a
It it took a
Maybe
little while while we
there's-
were sitting up there in the rafters.
Maybe there are
Who's
like
spitballed?
broadsheets and there's like a famous character that does this sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy is obviously not of high intelligence, and I will say, for the purposes of joke and continuity, let's say there are penny novels about Barn Owl Man.
Yeah.
It's like, well, well, Mr. Feather of Justice, um, uh, uh, I need to pull up the name. I'm stuttering now. Blaster Cap's taken over the city, uh, and he's put the blame on Powder Keg. Sir,
That much I gathered.
don't hit me with the beak of justice.
I'll save the beak of justice for when I need the beak of justice.
Okay. What's what do you want? Yeah.
Tell me more about this force field over the city.
Oh, I don't know. One day we were just doing crime as we do.
The crime family, naturally.
Right. Uh, and the big boss said it was time, and then next thing I knew, Petterkeg was no longer the boss, and then like a fight happened between them, and then like boom, shiny gold shield. He's not using his hands.
Mhm.
He's kind of like waving his head. Like, boom, shiny gold barrier around the town. Um, yeah, I'm pretty low on the totem pole. Please don't use the talons of the night. I'm
Where's
running out.
Blaster Cap working out of these days?
Uh, uh, we don't know. About a week or two ago, he went on some kind of like he started ranting. Okay, okay. So grapevine stuff, right? I don't know everything, but like last few weeks, he started like ranting to himself very quietly, and then as like the weeks get on, it started getting like noticeably ranting, but like he wasn't ranting at anybody here. Like they tell me he was ranting up like in general. And then like last week, he just kind of like disappeared.
Last known location.
Um, um, uh, uh, I'm trying to think of the name. I'm just gonna add this later. I don't know. The main location of your gang, the bar that you would use
Okay.
as the main headquarters. I'll think of
I
a name
see.
later.
How about the Spark and Ivy?
The Spiffy Spittoon. No, Spark and Ivy's fine.
Spark and Ivy. The old Spark and Ivy.
Do a little note here real quick.
I'll whisper, "You're being wonderfully cooperative, and we're both very appreciative."
I'm sorry. I'm all my attention is on Barn Owl Man right now.
Have you met my associate, Wombat Woman?
Not the Wombat Woman.
And somewhere around here, the sparrows flittering around.
Just imagine being caught under a net and questioned by Batman, and there's just a woman that's trying to like low-key keep seducing you, and you're like, there's so much other stuff going on right now. There's too many things happening.
You're like, ma'am, I'm overstimulated, please.
Yes.
No, I can't do this right now.
Susie Anne is clearly the Catwoman in this situation.
Wombat Woman.
Wombat Woman, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but no, but it's like I appreciate the compliment, but Mr. Barn Owl Man here's got all my attention, ma'am.
That's good.
You're damn right I do.
What else can I do? Please don't hurt me.
Nobody's gonna hurt you.
I'm not used to being on this side.
You're helping us so well. In fact, I think maybe we could be friends. Maybe even more than friends.
Is this good sheriff, bad sheriff? Are you doing good sheriff, bad sheriff right now?
It's actually sort of more of a get help kind of a thing.
Oh, I haven't. Okay.
One more thing. Derelith, can we trust him?
He left years ago.
What do you mean he left?
He joined the church. I heard he's a paladin or something now. Let's back up just a second for lore's sake. Gary killed Derelith in the last arc.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I was doing kind of a Harvey Dent, can we trust him kind of thing.
Yeah, I did say.
But I also wanted to like see if there's like any like do people here know that Derelith is dead?
Last I heard, he was with the church as a paladin or something. We haven't heard from him since.
Do you have a family?
No, ma'am.
So then there's nobody dependent on you to stick with this outfit. You could go your own way, as it were.
Not really, ma'am. There's a giant bear around the city.
I mean, metaphorically, you could side with a different crew.
I don't know what a metaphoric is, but I guess I could.
I'll snap my fingers to Venn and I'll give her the like money sign. Could you show him our stake? I don't know how much money we have, but show him what we got. According to my sheet, I only have 10 copper, but Venn
Yes, we cannot hear you.
Venn has 866.
Yeah, I haven't bought, I don't think, anything. Yeah, I'll flash the money pouch, open it up, have the lantern light hit the beautiful metals.
What is it you need me to do? I don't know what's a metaphor, by the way.
Metaphor is like,
There's no time for that.
all right.
We
Think of
can't
it-
educate you on literary devices.
And I'll kind of kneel in front of him and give him the show of the girls, and I'll get right close and I'll be like, see these milky pools?
No.
That's my eyes. That's a metaphor.
Your
What's a
eyes are
metaphor?
Your eyes are a metaphor?
Yeah, imagine an emerald kind of in a pool, and like the white is maybe an overcast sky reflected on the pool, and there's that emerald shining. See here?
Is this like a simile?
Well, I'm saying like, but I mean, I said milky pools
Well,
before. It's a metaphor.
You know how
It's a simile without the like or the as.
you know how people say I am the knight about me?
Exactly.
Right?
That's
Exactly like that.
I am the knight. I'm not I'm like becoming a goon. I'm just being like, "Hey boss, what's going on?"
I always thought there was a K on there. Oh, it's a metaphor? All right.
So I'll pull the bag of money out and I'll take a couple coppers and I'll say, tell your friends the girl got a little sheepish and thinks maybe this isn't quite the line of work for her. And you just head on back to the group. And know this, if you help us, when we need your help, we'll cut you in 1 out of 4. And the money in our line of work is real damn good.
I am gonna need a roll here. You can either do persuasion or intimidation, but the type of intimidation where it's also persuasion is just it's the roll of intimidation.
Can I roll the intimidation?
I mean, I think that was the whole part of this here.
But, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you were the one who said it. I didn't want to take your role if Dean was going to make you take it.
How about this? Because we'll have you both roll, and then the scene will play out depending on individual rolls.
I got
Okay.
a 17.
And I got a 21.
Okay. And I didn't have to think too hard about this. There was a really good rolls. He is both intimidated. You could tell he's intimidated. He was like, "All right, yep, Sure. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll take the net off of him and undo the strap and walk him to the door. And if he's into it, I'll give him a kiss on the lips so he gets lipstick on him. And
Did
then
I
I'll
have
let him out.
Did I have sex? Is that sex?
Oh, honey, you're so sweet.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, who
I'm
are
very
you?
far back. I'm not standing.
Yeah.
I'm just in the darkness. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no.
you did.
That's just like, oh my God, who
That's
are
the
you?
sparrow.
But no, our story is that I got chickened out and you gave me a couple coppers for my pleasure.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder real quick.
Okay.
I've got one more question before you go.
Okay.
What do you know about Barry?
Barry, you mean that? I'm trying to think of something that is not a cliche.
This is Barracks Hussein Gygax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot his middle name was Hussein.
Oh, I thought I just made that up.
Oh wait, you said it with such conviction that I was
Yeah,
like,
it
oh
sounded
my God,
legit,
did we
it really
decide
did.
on this?
Well, it's real now.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was just looking at my notes, Barracks, and I'm like, oh, kind of like Obama.
Yeah. Yep.
That's canon. That's his middle name.
Barry, you mean Baronissimo?
No.
The great Baronissimo?
Oh, maybe.
Is gonna point out a flyer in the distance. You've not seen his face in quite some time, and he's definitely aged as you have you, but it is your younger brother. He is in a suit and he is dressed like a magician. And
Okay.
he's like, taking a tour across. I don't have a name for the country, but taking a tour across the country right now.
So he's not in town.
He's not in town.
Okay.
Okay, I will send the guy on his way with a little pat on his butt, and then I will slip into the shadows and follow him.
Oh.
Give me a stealth check. And real quick, what is Venn and Gary doing?
I'm happy to just reset the traps if we need to do this again later, but otherwise we can follow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. Yeah.
I got a dirty 20 on my stealth.
I'm gonna give everyone. I'm gonna give everyone an advantage on that because it is nighttime. It is like visibly dark, and they are not bothering to light, and the lanterns that are not necessary.
And they're staying at the house, right?
They're
Yeah.
staying at the bar.
Because
I got a 20 though.
Oh, I
What
meant-
I'm rolling for, but
I meant
yeah.
Venn and Gary are staying at the...
Yeah, we're staying behind, I thought, resetting.
'cause
So
they
we don't
have
need to do
chainmail
stealth
and
checks.
stuff.
Fair.
I rolled it before I thought about the fact because Dean said everyone, and so I did.
You know
and I
what?
said,
I'll
oh,
roll it
that's
too,
nice. It's an
just to
18.
see how it would have happened.
I thought you two were coming with Susie Anne. That's why. So that
I feel like it's 3 times as difficult to be sneaky if there's 3 of us.
Hey, can we actually go with? Because I just rolled a nat 20 on my stealth throw.
And I got an 18. Yeah, I got an 18.
Yeah, you could both go with. That's fine.
Just hang back. Don't tell
Yeah,
me you're
yeah.
following.
Yeah.
So I think you're safe.
So you all managed to hide. Excuse me. I'll try not to.
And I'd like to get up real close so I can kind of see through a window or whatever when he meets up with his gang.
He eventually does arrive. We just named it over to the Spark and Ivy.
Mhm.
You could tell he's still kind of frightened, and some of the guys are just giving him shit. Like he tries to speak, and you can't say anything, but they're giving him like a hard time. And yeah, the Spark and Ivy is full of like, you could tell the rough and tumble kind of men, the ones with less than spectacular backgrounds. There is loud music playing as well.
Do any of them stand out?
Not from you're looking in the window. Give me perception.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Now we're rolling important.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite enemies are humans and orcs. So if either one of those, I could maybe get some extra info on them.
It is neither. It is Goliath.
Okay.
This Goliath is bigger, bulkier, and more muscular than the others. He is also like taller than the average Goliath. And he's got a big bushy beard. He, in contrast to Gary, a lot of his clothes are torn, has holes in them, is covered in dirt. And I would say if you've ever seen like the Tombstone movie where they got the dusters and stuff like that, it's like that kind of clothing, but a lot more worn.
Okay.
All
and
right.
is Powder Keg in there?
Powder Keg is not. Oh wait, make sure I get the names right before I say something dumb. Let's say yes. He is tied to one of the rafters, and occasionally someone will like walk by and either like throw something at him or punch him in the stomach, or like he's not being like stabbed or anything. He's more like just being treated poorly and being.
He's like just there as a punching bag.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. And is there any way to see into like upper floors or a basement?
There is a stair leading up to an upper set of floors. Yeah.
But like I couldn't get up high on another building and see in at that level.
I mean, you could. You just not from down here. You're still on the ground floor.
Okay. I'd like to retreat into the shadows and find a high place to look in.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll about it. I'm not too worried about it.
Do I run into my friends?
I
guess they are super stealthy as well. So
I do love the concept of like a 7.5 foot tall man just trying to like stay hidden on a rooftop. Yeah, I mean, in this city it'd probably be fine. Every other city it would be very noticeable.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find them. Let's say you're all like taking the rooftops and stuff like that. Because this city is actually meant to house people of Gary's size, so thicker buildings. But yeah, you can go there and like you can look inside. You can just see like there's a bunch of people giving that big guy I mentioned earlier. They're giving him some space. Everyone else is it is a menagerie of different kinds of species. It isn't just Goliath. Well, that is the majority. And then Powder Keg you'll see hanging from one of the rafters.
But there's nothing going on an upper floor.
Prostitution. I don't know if we'll get flagged for that on YouTube, but whatever. You know, it's like normal. Like imagine a party at a saloon in the 1800s.
Okay, so I'm just being a weird voyeur up here on this roof.
Apparently,
I guess I'll go back down and find my friends.
All right, you get back to Gary and Venn.
Hey guys, I told you to stay at the house.
Yeah, well, I just was feeling particularly sneaky, so.
That's what I was gonna say. I was feeling sneaky.
We were just kind of
You watched him, we watched you.
We were just kind of chasing a vibe.
Watching
what if things went bad, you know?
How was the view? And I'll like cock my booty out a little bit.
Ayo.
Susie Anne, you know you got a little ass on you.
Dag nabbit. It's hard keeping the weight on out here in the range.
No, I meant that in like, ooh, you've got a little ass on you, girl. Like, ooh.
It's an ass and not a butt, that's for sure.
I meant it in like the playful way, not in like the your ass is small.
Gotcha. All right, let's regroup somewhere and I guess make more plans.
Yeah.
Or stir more paint. Probably the plans. That's a better idea.
I was hoping that I was gonna meet my brother. Like that was like the rest of my plan was hinging on that.
Well, we can go looking for him if you want. We can leave Susie here and go
Oh,
see
he's
what
out
we
of
can find
town.
out. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
forgot about
Any
that. That's what just happened.
any other family here in town?
I mean, we got my uncle.
Oh, I meant
Well,
that aren't imprisoned.
Yeah.
well, actually, let's jump back. This sounds a good time.
Okay.
We're gonna go back to the night. It's several years earlier,
Mm-hmm.
before couple months before you met
Before I met Venn. Okay.
Ben. Things have been going pretty good in your new endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
They've not told your uncle about the smuggling ring yet, but has been successful as a side job. Um, and then it's nighttime currently, and you are called in by Blaster Cat.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember. Well, Gary, it's been a good few years. I appreciate your help. We've
Of course.
made a lot of money, but I think it's time that I reveal my plans.
You said that kind of villainously.
I mean, we're criminals. Everything we do is villainously.
Yeah, it's true. Go ahead.
Gary, you've been helpful. I appreciate your help. And I remember you when you were a kid. You're a good kid. And probably kind of too good for this. If it is any condolences, I think you're probably too good for this life. You're a gentleman in a group that doesn't have a demand or want.
What are you saying?
I need you to leave the city. I'm taking over the gang. And if you have any hesitancy, I understand. I know where your brother's at. And he's going to pick up something, fiddle with it. You know his new wife?
Yes.
Well, word on the street is some unsavory people have been following him lately.
Are you threatening my brother and his wife if I don't leave the city?
Gary, I'm giving you a new employment opportunity.
What's the opportunity? To be unemployed?
Yes.
Asked and answered, I guess. And what about Uncle Powder Keg?
That's not your concern.
It kind of fucking is.
I figure, if anything, you'd be more concerned about your brother.
Well, he's also my family.
Doesn't he have a burgeoning magic career coming up?
He does. That's not who I'm asking you about.
Well, sure would be a shame if something were to happen so early into this career.
Gary kind of rubs his temples a little bit. So I have no say in the matter? I'm just cut out like that? You have plans for Powder Keg?
I have plans for Powder Keg. I got plans for this city. I got plans for everything. And Gary, I don't have plans for you, and I can't control you. You're a bit of a wild card. What kind of criminal dresses so nicely he would stand out in a crowd? In a mining town, nonetheless. You got frocks. I'm not judging your fashion. I'm judging your ability to stick out in a crowd.
I'm the gentleman thief. You know that's been my bit.
Right. It's like an Arsene kind of thing. I get it. But you stand out too much. And out of respect for you and your uncle, even though I am taking over the gang, I'm giving you an opportunity to make a good sacrifice for your younger brother. Allow him to keep his career.
Um,
and his future family.
yeah, Gary kind of grumbles and just looks at the ground and then turns around and starts walking away.
Don't ever come back to Granite Town, you hear?
He flips him the bird as he walks away.
Derelith is gonna stare at you as you're going out the room. Derelith's gonna stare at you. I don't remember Derelith's voice. uh, well, kid, hit that dusty trail.
Fuck off, Derelith.
He's gonna smile at you, and then like take a hit out of his fantasy. I don't know if I want to bring tobacco into this universe, but whatever. It's fantasy. Fuck it, I don't care. Anyway, he takes a drag, um, and then we will just skip forward just slightly. It's you arrived to the tavern after like several long weeks of walking. You go to the bartender, offer a room for close-up magic, uh, and copy like the first trick your brother ever showed you in his career. I brought that up primarily as a reminder to establish some lore, but as like a reminder for your character specifically that Barry may not be here, but he does have a wife. So you do have a sister.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I would presumably know where they live, right? So I could go talk to her.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, assuming she's not on tour with him. Okay. All right. I think that is probably a good thing to go do.
So yeah. Middle of the night. Well, first, what is everyone doing before I shift scenes?
I think we should clean the empty house so it's totally empty, and then go back to our lair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave a paint can on a chair in the center of this empty house.
Pat the little paint can as your goodbye, old friend.
Yeah. You served us well.
All right, so you clean up and you're back in the warehouse / hideout. What are you all wanting to do from here?
Well, I'm gonna mark off on the maps that I made. Oh, excuse me. Oh, where my sister-in-law's house is.
Okay. Yeah, you'll still recall it.
Cool.
I'm gonna go up on the roof and lie down so I can see both the road and that house we were at.
Okay.
And then meditate for 4 hours.
All right. What is Venn and Gary doing?
Probably just catching some shut-eye until morning. I don't want to go to her house in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe play some solitaire if I can't fall asleep, but some sleep sounds good.
We'll go to the next day. It is morning. Susie Anne's been up for a bit now because elves only need 4 hours of meditation. What's
I'll make tea, I guess, for the group.
Is it herbal or is this? We talking green tea, black tea? I'm talking about this. Never mind.
It's got caffeine. Whatever.
Caffeine. Okay, got it.
Elvish breakfast tea.
Elvish breakfast tea.
We'll call it Fancy Leaf.
It's a Elvish breakfast tea, which I will canonically say it's a hybrid black tea and herbal tea. It's a black herbal tea.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Fancy Leaf. Anyway, so you know where your sister-in-law's house is at, your brother and sister-in-law's house. You get the idea of where your uncle is being held at.
Okay.
So
that's good info.
And nobody came to rustle the house next door?
No.
All right.
I think maybe this means our little friend might help us. Of course we would have got his name. Our little friend.
Yeah. Fucking Leopold.
Leopold, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Von Esquire.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, I guess we'll just go to my sister-in-law's house and knock on the door.
Yeah, I'll be much more conservatively
That sounds
dressed.
nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In order to stay to my ex's, I will say this. She opens the door. You do not see signs of kids.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
but I'm just gonna open with that basically. But the door opens. I'm just like, "Hello, can I help you?" And then she'll make eye contact with you.
I tip the hat up so that she can see my face.
She like jumps in for a hug.
Okay, inside if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Let's get out of the. He's a wanted man around these parts.
She's gonna like, come in, and like she's gonna like close the door and like lock it with the board and close the windows and light some candles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gary, what are you doing here?
Dean, I hate to do this to you yet again. What is her name?
This one is fair. I feel like this
Darla.
one's in bounds.
Darla. Okay. All right.
Darla, that's pretty
Darla.
good.
Well, Darla, I just happened to be passing through. No, let me get you up to speed. I kind of give her a rundown of my history over the past few years since my disappearance, introduce her to the rest of the team, and explain kind of what we're doing here.
Gary, your brother thought you died.
I'm sure he did. Should I mention to her that her life was threatened?
That's
That
up
hurt.
to you.
Like it adds important context, but may stress her out unduly.
Right. Like I don't. I think that what I'm gonna tell her is that I was threatened and that's why I left.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you're some kind of cop now? Is that what's? Hold on, I need because I need to adapt the characters to the world, so it's similar talking. So you're some kind of cop now? Is that what I'm getting at?
Darla, if I may interrupt, cops don't kill guards in the middle of the day and drag their body away.
Okay, so you marshal then?
We're dangerous operatives. We can't tell you much more than that.
Picture like you know Wolf the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, okay. I'm up to speed now. No further explanation needed.
You get it, Darla.
Yeah.
Where are your children? Are they somewhere safe?
Oh, they're on the road with Barry. He said it was a
That's
good
good.
learning experience the world and all that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good. Oh, those rapscallions.
Yeah, when the eldest was born, it was just a little bit before you left town.
Yeah. I'm real sorry about that, Darla.
No, I understand.
Well, now you do. I'm sure
Well, yeah,
that there was a.
now that this context, I understand. Yeah. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know about the criminal part, but I mean,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's kind of the point. You know, you're not supposed to know about it. It's
entirely fair.
Yeah.
If I may get down to business, is there a safe and secure place we could hide out for a little while, somewhere around the house or nearby?
I mean, I could put some cots in the basement.
Well, I don't want to put you at risk. I mean, if you have a root cellar or a barn or...
Well, see, like, first off, I always got room for kin, and you're his friend, so you're kin. But I only have like the children's room. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath situation, so it can't put 3 people in a two kid room kid. I don't know. Actually, 2 of you might be able to sleep in the same bed because you're not particularly tall, both of you. That might work. I mean,
Ven's a bit of a grabby blanket kind of person, so I tend to
I
sleep
get
on the roof.
cold.
But I do a basement, and I can put some stuff down to make y'all comfortable. Or if you want to sleep in the kids' room, I get it. It's Gary, I feel like you'd be too big to sleep in the bed there. They're mostly meant for children. Like
That's totally fair.
the youngest is, he's only like five. He's only like 5.5 feet tall and 4 years old. He's a short guy.
Right, right.
Another
Well,
point of
whatever
business,
you can put up for us would be appreciated.
Another thing, do you know any local folks that might be interested in toppling the current order for the good of the town?
I just love
Obviously.
it. I just love this. Like, do you by chance know anybody who might want to overthrow the patriarchy of this town?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who wants to start a revolution?
Do you know any political radicals in your area?
Right. I've heard any communists in your area. It's like, I mean, there are plenty of folks who are ready for this to be over, and I don't believe it, but Gary's uncle has become like the prime target, so they're just putting all the anger towards Powder Keg.
Yeah, so those floggings, are they like a regular thing or?
Yeah, daily. It's the daily humiliation trial. It's not really a trial. That's more just the word I throw out there.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just for Powder Keg, nobody else?
Yeah. Well, when the town became like when the town domed over, they blamed it on him.
And have they been hurting people, rounding them up, killing folks, anything like that?
Yeah. Mostly dissenters or people who are outside. We have we had to get permission to leave the house. They say most stores are shut down right now on account of the curfew in effect.
I'd like a list of names, and if you could mark them on this map here, anybody who's a friend or family member of someone that's been killed or humiliated.
Oh no, the humiliation just applies to Powder Keg.
Right. Hurt or killed.
Right. Yeah, I can get started on that list.
And you can trust me, we're not working for the bad guys here.
Thank you, strange elf lady. I appreciate your help.
Yeah, I mean, more so you can trust us because we're family, but like
Right.
also what she said.
Right.
And I can vouch for Gary. He has been a gentleman,
brave.
brave.
I don't need you to vouch for Gary. I know Gary's a gentleman.
Well, I'm just saying he's been away a while, and he is.
Look, it has been quite some time.
Good man.
And he dresses just as spiffy as when he left, if not spiffier.
And you know what? I'm just happy to be there and meet you. I've heard all about you.
You are as sweet as the day I left.
Of course. I don't need reassurance that my brother-in-law, my kin, dresses smart, and that he is of good stature. I mean, I didn't know about the crime, but everything else.
Yeah, I do some crime sometimes. I'm sorry about that.
But
it's like crime for the greater good.
He's very ethical about it.
Right, trolley problem. I understand. Anyway,
I also in this story I did specifically leave out Pound Cake Jerry and how much I wanted to kill him every day.
Don't need it. We don't need it.
All right, so I'll help her tidy up, get breakfast together, put the beds together, all that.
Yeah. Me and Venn set up our cot. I mean, what?
What?
Who said that?
We're conserving space.
Yeah.
No other reason.
This is why I genuinely wish we had people who did fan art, because I think that would be just fun. That, like, Not the explicit stuff, but like, yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I will say that me and Tess have been texting about this, and Tess is envisioning Ven curling up like a cat.
To which you reminded me I'm canonically the big spoon, so that's not how that's working at all.
Yeah, yeah.
the
We've gone in
background,
depth about this relationship.
We've discussed this entire thing a lot.
the background lore is all over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just so excited to meet Darla. I've heard all about her.
Oh my God, yeah. This is
And the
maybe my
kids?
new favorite NPC. I love Darla.
Yes.
Oh, wish I could have met the kids, but happy they're not here, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Imagine the peril.
The
Oh,
peril that I'm not
can't
allowed
have
to
that.
have, which is fair. Um, let's go ahead and end it here, because it is midnight Eastern,
That's
9
crazy. It does
Pacific.
not feel like midnight.
I
Mm.
I appreciate that. That's like genuinely DMs love to hear that. Let's go ahead and end it here. I will say for the next episode, everyone level up.
Whoa.
This is not a landmark situation, but I do all want you to be at higher levels, so I'm just gonna put it out there. And then let's go ahead and get to the weeds for the end of the episode real quick. If you like what you saw today, and you're watching this on Twitch, please follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Omniversal Escapades, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, Omniversal Escapades is our YouTube channel. Please like, smash subscribe button, all that. You could follow us on our social medias at Omniversal ESC under most platforms, or Omniversal Escapades for everything else. ESC, I believe, is for Twitter and Blue Sky. Omniversal Escapades, I believe, is primarily for the Instagram that I haven't updated in a while. And yeah, so if you like this, please follow us. We really appreciate anybody who watches this. Thank you, Krenich, in chat. If you're lurking in chat, we appreciate you being here as well. I'm going to go ahead and toss it to our players to promote anything they're working on. I feel like I always choose Jeff and Az first, so I'm going to allow a Tess to go first this time.
You can find me at Tess is Super Cool on Twitter. Tess is on Instagram. Tess is watching Twitch. Basically, Tess is, and then whatever you're doing there, and you probably find me. Otherwise, if you want to look at some delicious homemade food, meals from the basement, I forgot to post a photo of the s'mores cake I made yesterday, but once we log off, I will be making a shrimp scampi with orzo and tomatoes, and it's going to be really pretty. Otherwise, right now, I believe the thing I have up is I tried to make deviled eggs, and they were not solid enough, so I made a deviled egg salad, and I put that in a hoagie roll. It was really good. Anyway, otherwise, you can catch me here. You can catch me. I was recently on Shattered Worlds RPG. So that was a fun one. Check it out. Jeff will tell you more about that in a second. And otherwise, just show up here in a few weeks and you can find me here.
Yeah.
Fun note, by the way, I too
Not in
have.
2 weeks. I'm not available in 2 weeks, but.
I would say fun note, by the way, is that I have also screwed up making a deviled eggs and just turned them into egg salad.
Well, okay, I usually am better at it, but I only had 4 eggs and I eyeballed the mayo, which honestly, if there's one thing you don't want to eyeball, it's mayo. It doesn't look good to look at.
That very true. I'll toss it over to Az. Zip zap stop. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm looking at my feats that I can take for my next level.
I'm looking at my feet. I'm busy.
Yeah. There they are.
Oh, God. For free. Anyway.
Free.
Yeah, well, I had a sock on. It's fine. Never for free. First and foremost, I want to say that since our last episode, I hit affiliate here on Twitch. So you can subscribe to me now if you want.
Hell yeah.
Calzones, hang on, I'll type something in the chat. So that you can see me. Oh, you know what? I'll use my only emote that's on my Twitch channel right now, which is my friend Jordan's face. So you can subscribe to me if you want. If you have Prime, you get a free Prime sub. And
nice.
we're not affiliate here yet, so May as well use it on me. I'm just saying. I've been streaming Pokemon every Wednesday and then some other stuff in between. I've been joining up with some Friday lobbies that some friends of ours do.
Yeah.
We played Repo last Friday, and that game's fun. But yeah, besides that, Cal's Calzones on YouTube, Scavengers Network on YouTube. It Jams for Thee in your podcast app of choice, Space Jam Podcast, and then the Biodex Cast also in your podcast app of choice.
Nice.
It's a Pokemon biology podcast.
Nice. I'm going to toss it to the main man, our big producer, Jeff.
Hey, what's up? Speaking of producing, I also produce and co-host Shattered Worlds RPG. It's a actual play podcast set in the world of my RPG, Shattered Worlds. And yeah, Tess was on there recently playing Galaxy's Worst Pirate, Violent Pam. And that show is funny like this. It's also in space. There's robots and wizards and all that stuff. I also do interviews over on Everything is Awesome with Jeff and Question Mark. And I'm doing The Great and Secret Knowledge, which is a speculative fiction podcast. We cover all sorts of stuff from Wizard of Oz to The Thing to The Hogfather. We've done
Love the Hogfather.
We've done all sorts of books, Vorgame, Bartimaeus Trilogy, and we've just started with Star Trek Next Generation and Doctor Who. And I almost plugged this that we're on right here, but Shattered Worlds were a little bit less horny over there, I think, just because I'm not a player. But yeah.
In fairness, this episode was exceptionally horny. Even for
It
us.
was.
Yeah.
We went crazy with this one.
Yeah. Jeff went exceptionally crazy. In this
Hey,
one.
like I said, Gary likes to watch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. You can follow me under most platforms at Geekasine, except for TikTok at Internet Putz, because that's all I do. I just putz around the internet. Taking a slight cue from Tess, I might post some baking stuff because I have developed a new recipe for a high protein cake.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
Cool.
think I chalked up something like for the whole thing like 68 grams of protein, which is pretty good, and super simple to make.
Sounds like a real beefcake.
Boom. Nice. Other than that, I might make an occasional video. I'm in school right now. I don't have time for normal content creation except for this. This is the only thing I have time for. So I'll post whenever I feel like it. So yeah, add Kikistine under basically every platform except for TikTok at Internet Putz on TikTok. I don't make a whole lot there anyway, but regardless, sorry, I had brain lapse for a second there. Thank you for watching this, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Tell all your friends about
Bye,
us.
guys. Yes,
We're
tell your
super
friends.
fun.
Please tell them.
That's right. Keep waving. All right, we're done.
Okay. It doesn't need to be